Shallow, shallow, shallow. Be more city. Be more city. Be more city. Be more's real team talk show. Be more's real team talk show. Hey family. I was trying to actually download my StreamYard over to my Couch Conversation show so that I could live stream to that as well. But let me see. Because I'm already on Stephen Copeland at yahoo.com. And let me go to the other one. This is Stephen Copeland. Stephen Copeland 59. So I'm live streaming over there as well as my regular Facebook page. So there's two Facebook pages that I'm streaming to. YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok. I can change the title right here where it says the Couch Talk Show. I can change it actually to Be More's Real Teen Talk Show. Right? But either way, I'm the host. And Saturdays and Sundays are the Teen Talk Show conversation, giving our youth a voice. And I'm going to tell you, and I say it all the time, parents, y'all are the voice for the youth. So whenever your children come to you and tell you about certain things that's going on in their life, it's for you to get it fixed. Now, I'm going to say this too. If your children out there acting destructive, acting rudely, being disrespectful, I think you better pay attention to your own self, parents, because they only copying what they see. And see what a lot of parents does, right? Because you know your child out there being destructive and acting the way they are. I don't know where they get it from. You. It's learned behaviors. And that's not all in all cases. I want to make that clear. Okay? Because you do have some children that when they get out with the crowd, they want to be a part of. And I understand that. Because my mother, even though my mother, watch this, was an alcoholic, she raised 7 children by herself. She had 7 children by 7 different men. I see you, Candy. I see you too, OG. I am very, 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 very proud of Barbara Jean Copeland. I watched my mother work her butt off to keep a roof over our head, food on our table. Now, from my personal experience, they might have helped my mother, and I'm talking about the fathers. They might have brought her money from time to time. I'm not sure. But I know my mother did what she did to raise us. She put the morals, the values, the spiritual principles there. Now, at 64 years old, I'm going to say this. During that time, it was the village that helped raise us. If we went out there and showed our tails and all that type of stuff, your neighbors, Miss Ida Mae and them would whoop your butt. And the moment your mother came home and Miss Ida Mae and them told on you, she whooped your butt. And let me tell you all this. The village is not gone. Those are mostly your grassroots organizations. Ha, ha, ha. You didn't know, did you? They are your non-profits. Your businesses that's in your community. But as a parent, what you'll do, you'll turn around and point the fingers at those that's there to help better educate your children, to better help discipline your children. But you'll turn around and want to talk bad about them rather than signing your children up to get the proper education that they need. So you ain't gonna like the way Big Steve come. You ain't gonna like the way Unc come. And I'm gonna tell you this. If you the type of person that's not putting your life on the front line to help a lot of our people move forward, stay out my way. Stay out my way. You can come on TikTok, you can run off at your mouth on these platforms, man this, man that, man this, man that. But look at the men you allow in your life, because I can say the same things. Women this, women that. I don't even feel right saying it. It don't even feel right. Because you know what? I was the type of man that did this and did that and did this and did that TikTok, and I know I got to watch it because of your community guidelines. But guess what? I ain't like that no more. A lot of y'all don't care because you stuck in certain areas. And I understand. Please, don't take it wrong. But I'm not stuck. So when it comes to my 18-year-old grandson, granddaddy is here for him. When it comes to my 8-year-old granddaughter, granddaddy is here for her. When it comes to my 2-year-old grandbaby, a Google back up, boom, granddaddy is here for her. When it comes to my 46-year-old niece that I raised, Uncle Daddy Steve is here for her. That's what they used to call me when they was coming up. Her sister, all of them in their 40s, Uncle Daddy Steve. Her brother, not only did he call me Uncle Daddy Steve, he called me Daddy. And he know who his father is. But I raised them. And a lot of y'all like to run off at your mouth, but you don't step up to the plate like this bald-head mouth black dude do. I done foster care with my nieces and nephews because I did not want to see them with people they didn't know. How many men you hear talk like this? But they men based around their winger whacker. But then when you get a man that steps up in here and talk about how his mother taught him how to be responsible, reliable, and dependable, now you want to call them names. You can call me any names you want. Because I know who I am deep down inside. You can't change that. You can call me anything you want. Strengthen the Community is my LLC. That proves something totally different about this dude right here. The LaTanya D. Copeland House of Hope is a housing program for inner city people. You see that picture behind me? That's LaTanya D. Copeland, my sister. You see that picture right there? That's the picture of Stephen Copeland. Strengthen the Community is right there at the bottom. They are my backdrops. I ain't no joke. I ain't got to come on nobody's platform and argue with nobody. I ain't got to scream at nobody because my walk match every word I say out my mouth. That's the stuff people got to ask their selves. Now, when it comes to our youth, I don't play. The goal is to open up a multi-purpose center for inner city youth. The name of the centers will be Stephen Copeland Jr. Sports and Talents. Let me say it again. Is to open up a multi-purpose center, multi-purple, I meant centers. I don't mind merging with other people if we're going to work together to do this. But it's for the inner city youth. Music, dancing, art, theater, golf, soccer, basketball, baseball, football is the normal. Volleyball. Because a lot of inner city kids don't care for baseball, basketballs, football. They want to get into other things. A lot of our inner city youth can sing. They have great talents. So Maurice Thompson of Yonkers, New York, used to be an actor in Bamboo Jump Street. He's Wendy Williams' cousin. I reached out to him to help me with this youth in the inner city. My cousin, Corey Copeland. I was trying to think his nickname. Ray D. Copeland. A lot of y'all don't know DMX is a Copeland. His mother is a Copeland. It's his father that's the Sims. So with me, I'm talking to other people that's in entertainment that can help those that want to get into music, that want to get into art, that want to get into dancing, that want to get into theater. This is a we thing. Y'all didn't know that, did you? I shared with you little by little by little by little by little. But let me tell you, when it comes to our youth, I do not play. I have no problem if they've been graped, they've been fundled, because I had to say the word grape for TikTok's sake, AB. Wait a minute, did I say that right? AB. I don't want to say that other word. Make sure I say, I'm talking about, smexual. Okay? For TikTok's sake. TikTok, we love you. This is the point of giving our youth a voice. You might have 10-year-old, 11-year-olds home with babies. Where it come from? If it ain't come natural, which is not natural to me either way, by a boyfriend, somebody 10, 11 years old impregnating another one, 10, 11 years old, now, I'm not going to say that's not possible, all right? But that's unusual. It's normally somebody older. Come on, let's keep it real. That's the point of the Teen Talk Show, so we can talk about stuff like this. Talk about what happened to you during your youth, right? Everybody wasn't raped. Everybody didn't come up with that type of trauma. You get me? Some people was abused physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. That's dealing with that trauma in the here and now because they never got the proper help to get over those issues, feelings. You know what I mean? That's why when you hear me talk about my 12-step spiritual program, it took me back inside of myself to get to know Steve Copeland. It showed me how to be honest with me. It taught me how to have faith back inside of me. It taught me how to trust Steve Copeland. It taught me how to be honest about what happened in my life without fear of telling people my past history, to get the help to deal with life in the here and now. So if you are an adult, right, and you've been through that process from a child to adolescent to a youth, to being a young adult, you went through the process of getting older, right? Whether you went for counseling or anything, or just for today, you deal with those issues in a more healthier way. These are the things we have to teach our children, mainly if we was once there. Now, my children are grown. None of them was like their dad. I was a cold alcoholic. For TikTok's sake, I drank since I was 13 years old until I turned 30. I did the other stuff, TikTok, since I was 14. Intravenously using at 15. I didn't get clean till I turned 30. So I missed TikTok out on my teens and in my 20s, even though I was responsible, but I wasn't able to enjoy life like most young people because I had to grow up fast. When I got clean at 30, God, I screamed out to God, and I'm talking to our youth. Back in the days, right, I used to go to places like Shepherd Pratt, some of them places where they had teenagers in there, young children in there. Broke my heart. Broke my heart. Now, I thought at 11, the grass for TikTok's sake. Drinking at 13, TikTok. I thought that was the right thing to do. I was a teenager. I just turned a teenager, TikTok. I got coffee, right, in this cup. TikTok, this is coffee. That day when I turned 13, I had a cup like this, full of Thunderbird. TikTok. I went from Thunderbird. I didn't like the white liquor, TikTok. So brown liquor. It doesn't matter what kind it was. Hennessy, BSQ, all that. I became a cold alcoholic. I was responsible. I was productive. I worked, but I went that work high and all that type of stuff. That's the way I functioned throughout my teenage years and through my 20s. I'm talking to our youth. When I went to Shepherd Pratt to talk to some of the babies, it was a group of kids, man, that came out. They was like 10 and 11. I was shocked. Because mind you, TikTok, I'm talking about what I was doing at 14 and 15. Remember? Someone was doing it at 8 and 9. I'm like, what? What? To get clean and go back and watching these babies on TikTok. It just reminded me of me. I'm like, oh my God, but they was much younger. And because of the work that I have done on myself, by the time I'm talking with these kids, family, my mind and my heart is in a whole different area. And I thought they could not relate to me. So to be honest with y'all, now I'm daddy. I'm daddy. Talking with these 8, 9, 10, 11-year-old kids. I felt like my message was so far out of contact. So now I went into daddy mode to embrace them. I'm going to tell y'all, I haven't thought about that in a long time. I've been clean 33 years now. And most of the kids that I was talking to back in the days, believe me, they grown with children. I couldn't believe it. So when I started the Teen Talk Show, right, and I realized a lot of our children are being hurt at home. And a lot of these nasty people want to tell them what's done in the house stays in the house. Children ought to be heard and not seen. That's why I started the Teen Talk Show, to give our youth a voice. They need to be heard. They need to be heard. When you got grown folks taking advantage of them. I don't care if it's your husband. I don't care if your wife decides she wants to do certain things. They'll do it with the girls and the boys too, for TikTok's sake. So y'all know what I'm talking about. So it's not just the men, it's women too, that's violating our young men and women. Then y'all wonder why people's behaviors are the way they are, sexually. They can't tell you straight out because they don't want to get in trouble and they feel like you're not going to believe them. Come on, parents, let's be real. When your children come to you and talk to you and say, "Mom, Dad, your boyfriend, or Dad doing such and such, or Granddaddy doing such and such and such, or Uncle Tom doing such and such and such, or Uncle or Aunt Betty," you get away from here. I don't believe you. You hiding your tail. Why is they hiding their tails? Why is your daughter looking more mature than what she should at 10 or 11 years old? Yeah, we can blame it on the food. We can blame it on all that. But why is she moving in a certain way, just like a woman would, and then you wonder why you hot? Why she hot? Did you ever talk to her to find out what's going on inside of her? For her to want that attention with her body? I paid close attention to my daughters. I didn't let every man, and I'm talking about my brothers, my cousins, my friends, around my daughters by themselves. No. But some of y'all did. And then you wonder why somebody did what they did to them. Man, I'm speaking out for our youth. You can hate me all you want, but you're hating yourself, not me, for not taking care of your responsibilities. I already know, because I'm a parent. I'm a parent. I'm a stepfather. I'm a foster care provider. So I'm only saying this, y'all, because my goal with everything mentoring young men was to protect our youth. The ones that didn't have a dad in their life, my goal was to represent a father that they didn't have, even though I know I wasn't the biological dad. My housing program, the LaTanya D. Copeland House of Hope, I help women with children. And the majority of the women that's in there is young enough to be my daughters. And their children are like grandkids to me. So the same way I want the best for the mother, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, if they got a 21-year-old, if they got an 18-year-old, if they got a 15 or 13-year-old, and if I feel like they dealing with psychological issues, we're going to sign them up for the mental health program, starting at 7 years old. Okay? This is what the LaTanya D. Copeland House of Hope is all about. So when I do my intake or my interview, I'm listening to you very, very well, so I know which way to guide you. I'm not running off at my mouth like I'm doing right now while you talking to me, because I wouldn't know which way to guide you. So I got to get you to empty yourself for me. I got to get you to trust me. I got to get you to feel as though Mr. Steve is really trying to help me. So, Mr. Steve, I'm going to surrender my life over to you. I don't play with that. That's the same way I do as a sponsor. When men and women ask me to sponsor them, they surrendering to me the most important thing in their life, and that's their life. I don't play with it. Now, sometimes I have to get hard and come for people to push them. You know what I mean? To push them, to encourage them, to motivate them. So, yes, sometimes I got to lean. But that's the daddy in me. That's that man that wants to see you do better. That's that man that when I'm dealing with other men, and I know you might have psychological issues or traumas from the past, the goal is to make you feel comfortable so you can share those things with me. So we can get you the proper help that you need to deal with that. So keep in mind, the same way I work with the grown-ups, I work with the children. They just younger. So a lot of times, be honest with you, because I'm older and I'm old enough to be our youth granddaddies, I got to remind myself they're not your grandkids, Steve. Because I'm telling you, I want the best for you. See, I didn't have a father in my life to raise me. Barbara Jean raised me. So I understand if you don't have a father in your life, or your mother's, you know, vice versa now. I understand that void. I understand that emptiness in that area. I understand that. I'm a male. Sometimes I still wonder at 64 years old, DJ, is he still living? Why you never reached out to me? My mother already told me that she told him he couldn't see me no more, but man, Dad, I'm here. And please don't you ever tell me I shouldn't think like that and feel like that. Because it ain't like I asked for it. Sometimes it pops in. And I'll be like, oh, goodness. So don't you never tell nobody stuff like that. Like you supposed to just let your past go. That's part of your life. How you going to let something go that you grew and went through? As far as, you know, like, I don't remember that. I only know what happened when I was high. I only know when I was 6. Because you running from life. When you can sit back and remember those things, whether they're good or bad, it was something that you experienced and you made it through. So what I have to teach people in the process is to learn to practice some acceptance. Because what was done in the past is the past. You can't change it. It's already done. It's over with. I had to learn to forgive myself for how I felt, for what was done to me. And I shoulda, coulda, woulda, things like that as a child. That's why I had to learn to forgive my own self first, Charlotte, for the stuff that I was carrying, the pain, the misery, the insecurities, the dislike, the hatred, the bitterness. I had to learn to forgive Steve Copeland, TikTok, for that stuff that I was carrying inside TikTok. Because I know you want us to watch, you know, to follow the community guidelines. And I'm doing my best. TikTok. But when I get to talking about certain things, TikTok, it's not to knock nobody down or to embarrass or hurt nobody. It's to share certain things and then start turning it around to help them understand, TikTok, the courage, the confidence, the work that I had to do on myself to learn to love Steve Copeland. One, I had to learn to be honest with me. When you see me do this, I'm going back inside. I had to learn to be honest with me. To thy own self be true. I had to learn to have faith back in me. Look how I'm grabbing me. I'm bonding me. I had to learn to have faith back in me. I had to learn how to trust back in me. I've lost all of that because I was using substance to fill those voids. That's what our children are doing. Rather it's smacks, rather it's wanting to be a part of, rather it's abandonment issues. You know, just keep in mind, look at yourself. As an adult now, because you can relate to a lot of the stuff that you didn't really understand as a child. You are grown now. You have a voice now to talk about, oh, I remember going through this. I remember feeling like that. So when you hear your children, they are nothing but little replicas of us. Oh my God. I remember that. And this is how I was able, well, this is how I'm able to cope with it today. Without, you know, breaking windows, without busting up stuff, without going to prison. This is what I do today. Not to be so quick to act out in a destructive way. I can talk about it today. I can come on TikTok. I can come on my YouTube channel. I can come on Twitter. I can come on Twitch. I can come on my Facebook pages. I can tell y'all by y'all looking at me how I used to hurt, how I used to drink. And it wasn't zero sugar back then. It wasn't that. For TikTok's sake. I remember my mother asked me, right? I was probably about 15, 16. My mother asked me what was that on my arms, right? TikTok asked me. I was so embarrassed, family. I said railroad tracks. I was so embarrassed. I was hurting. Young. My mother asked me what was wrong with me. I didn't know. I just knew whatever I was doing, TikTok, you know, it was masking whatever uncomfortable feelings that I was feeling inside. And it was some stuff that happened. For TikTok's sake, I'm gonna say this word because this is what the therapist told me. It was called sexual curiosity. At a young age, practicing certain behaviors like, you know, husband-wife stuff, TikTok's sake. So I was telling this therapist that at a very, very early young age with girls, stuff like that. She called it sexual. And I gotta say sexual, family, for TikTok's sake. But she said sexual curiosity. And I'm gonna tell y'all, practicing those behaviors, I never seen nobody do that. I don't know where it came from. But at those ages, all the way up to 10, we would go in the park. We would, you know, do little stuff and play around, you know, grinding, stuff like that. That's all it was. Until you got old enough to know what really or how to really do things. You get me? I was young. I knew something wasn't right, TikTok. I couldn't explain it. I didn't know what it was. So now that I'm older, I'm grown. And when I look back on that stuff, I can say, oh, That's why this. That's why that. You know, I could say it now. That's why when I think about it, and my mother said, "Steve, what is going? Why are you doing what you're doing?" And I couldn't tell her. She passed away, TikTok, when I was 26. Sometimes when I think about my mother, I want to say, Ma, this what was going on with me and why I did what I did, what I did, what I did. Because now I can tell her she not here. Parents, you are here. Listen to your children. Please. I didn't have a chance to tell my mother. I didn't have a chance to tell my father what was going on with me. Why I was trying to be a part of this and a part of that, but I was doing it in a very, 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 very unhealthy way. Mama gone. I just want to say, Rhonda Holley, I don't know if you're listening to Big Uncle or not. I love you, Queen. Cherie Copeland, I love you, Uncle. Ebony, Sheena. And the reason why I'm saying this, y'all are some very, very, very strong, independent women. And I know for a fact the baby father's not there to take care of them like y'all. But I'm so, so proud of y'all. I'm so proud of y'all. You see this little young lady behind me? She's about 17 years old. Right there. And I told her mother, I said, I'm going to steal it and put it on TikTok. You see that young lady right there? She just graduated. And if I'm not mistaken, she's been accepted into Towson University. That's my niece. That's my niece daughter. When I look at the women in the family, y'all, and how they are the strongest, most powerful things. And it reminds me so much of my mother. ATJ. They remind me so much of some strong, powerful women. That's why when I'm on TikTok, family, I don't bash women. I don't bash you, brothers. If you need help in putting your life together, Big Steve here for you. I just want y'all to understand that, brothers. I want us to be strong, powerful Black men. When I look at the women in my family, they remind me so much of my mother. Strong, powerful Black women. Oh, God. And when I look back at my life, family, and all of us, my brothers on down, we used. All of us used. I'm the only one in my mother children got clean 33 years ago and stayed clean. I've been clean a day at a time for 33 years. I got more clean time than I got using time, family. And everything basically that Barbara Jean taught us, the morals, the values, the principles, is what I use to help the family. I'm at a point now, family, where I could sit back and watch them raise their children. Cherie is a grandmother. Rhonda is a grandmother. I'm telling y'all, I watched these young ladies from babies on up, having their own children, to being grandmothers and still maintaining. It blows me away, family. And guess what? That generational curse with the smugs and the alcohol, that generational trauma is broken. When I look around, my biggest fear, my kids might mock what I used to do. But then it dawned on me one day, Sassy, they never seen you live that life, Steve. So there's a good chance they won't repeat it. I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. Do y'all know the relief that I felt from that? Because children normally imitate what they see. And it hit me. My children never seen me drink. My children never seen me do the smugs and stuff like that. And it hit me that there's a good chance they won't do it. And guess what, family? They not doing it. That's why I share, to let people know that we can change. Stop falling for that bull crap. Stop falling for this stuff, man. When you feel like the white man is trapping you and you can't be successful, you can't move forward in life. I'm gonna tell you right now, that's a goddamn lie. Stop believing. And forgive me for cussing on this talk show. Stop believing it. If I did not believe we could be successful on our own now, you the one got to put in the work. And I say this because I want y'all to know I got a 9th grade education. I started my own LLC. I started my own housing program. I go back into the community to help other people turn their lives around. So please tell me you can't be successful. And I'm going to tell you, use a lie and get away from here. I don't play that. Don't you ever come with me and try to talk down. I don't play that. Nobody dimming my spirit. Don't you do that. I didn't know, family. I'm on TikTok, right? Excuse me. I'm on TikTok, right? Y'all know I done blocked. This go to show you how long I've been on TikTok. I was checking my stuff. I blocked 373 people. 373 people on TikTok. They in my blocked area. I was like, wow, I did not know. Now, I blocked a lot of people. Now, I'm talking about people with platforms that I used to go on. But when I'm not for here to argue with you. I'm not here to fuss with you. I'm not here for the chaos and the confusion. So whenever we start going there with each other, I realize you're not supposed to be here in my life. I'm not for your games. I'm not a child. I didn't live through my 20s. I didn't live through my 30s. I didn't live through my 40s. I didn't live through my 50s. I'm going through my 60s now. So understand the years I'm talking about to getting here. I don't think like I used to in my 30s. I don't think like I used to in my 40s. I don't think like I used to in my 50s. And God knows I'm steady growing in my 60s. Where a lot of the stuff that I used to do, I just don't do no more. And then now, to our youth, right? Because I know y'all got to live your life. But I want you to live it and find joy and peace and happiness within yourself. Uncle Steve do not care Rather, TikTok, you might like the same, smacks. I don't give a freak about that. That's your preference. But you got to learn to love you and care about you, because people going to judge you either way it goes. I don't care. But most of them are, for TikTok's sake, unhealthy people is going to put their unhealthy stuff on you. You're not their problem. They their own problem. But guess what? They're going to make you their problem. They're going to try. I had to back it up some. And let me share this with our parents, right? You see me crying. You see me shedding tears, right? You know why? Because I have to go back from time to time and look at Steve Copeland. I got to go back and tell that 5-year-old, I got you, son. I'm talking to myself. I got to tell that little 11-year-old, I got you, that started doing this. I got to tell that 13-year-old, it wasn't no zero sugar-free. Let's say zero sugar Pepsi. I got to go back and tell him when he started drinking Thunderbird for TikTok's sake, right, at 13. It's okay. 14 years old. TikTok, I got to tell myself it's okay. 15 years old. Intravenously. Now I got to go back and tell a young man, I got you. You're going to be okay. I got to protect that young man. You get it, family? That one that didn't think he was going to make it to 21. TikTok, I'm way past 21 now. Sometimes it blows me away, TikTok. I'm 64. And let me share this. I know some people might be like, and you say, and wait till you get this age. Okay? And then I guarantee you'll say, oh, I remember when this guy was on TikTok or Facebook or, on this live talking about that. When I could sit back and say, I'm in granddaddy mode. Not that I just have children and I got grandchildren. It's watching them grow up. And prayerfully, I get to see their children. I'll be old as heck. See, y'all don't understand it because you're not here. And you can't picture it because you're not here. But you'll sit back and say, yeah, old people, this old people that listen to what you're saying out your mouth. Old people, you're right. They was blessed to get old. You better pray that you get old. But old people, you better pray that you get old, because once you get here, you'll understand the appreciation of being here. You're not. And one thing about this old guy, I ain't got no problem going back into the community. What's up, nephew? How y'all been? You been good? And I know they not, because I know they doing what they doing, what they do. But that's not the point. But the goal is, I'll let them know. When you get sick and tired of the game and you see Big Unc, just let them know. Know why? Because now I want to know, have you finished school? Do you have plans on going back to school? What do you want to do that can bring you great money in? Do not underestimate, because I heard a guy say this the other day, like it's nothing. If they are a plumber, plumbers make real good money, bro. Plumbers normally end up starting their own company, bro. Bricklayers make real good money because it's construction. And a lot of them that's bricklayers end up becoming master contractors. where they are doing electricity, plumbing, sheetrock. They can educate the young people because they're certified. Brother, I heard you talk about that the other day and went straight to 250,000. Talking about people making, you ain't even making 250,000. And the goal is, if you're making 250,000 a year, and you know the process that it took you to get there, what you do, you share with others that might be trying to move in that direction. Well, this is the steps that I took. Listen to what I just said, the steps. Because so many people like to run off at their mouth, but see, we talk. Don't get it wrong, we talk. And I hear you very, 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 very well. Talking. And the moment I say something like this, well, what are you doing to help other people, turn their lives around? The less fortunate, mainly. Your inner city people. What type of programs do you have started, or what is your business doing to better educate them? To help them become successful. What is you doing with your business? Well, yeah, I know. So what city you in? What other programs do you work with that's similar to yours that can help educate our people? Well, but you running off at your mouth. So when you got OG on the platform, and I go to open up my mouth and say strengthening the community is my business. When I open up my mouth and I say the LaTanya D. Copeland House of Hope is my housing program, where I help people turn the quality of their lives around in Baltimore City. So I'm telling you, hands-on. The Be More Real Teen Talk Show. I'm telling you about Be More Real Teen Talk Show, what I do with the youth. And not only me, I got a list of other people, about 50 of them. I got to add more to it, though. And I got to shake this because, sometimes you got them things hiding around. And I don't want them to pop out and be like, God dang it, why you got to embarrass me like that? But look, Van Brooks. This guy's in a wheelchair. He used to be a football player. He worked with our youth. He has a program where he mentors young youth. Then you got Damon Cooper. Damon Cooper used to work with the mayor's office. When I used to come for the mayor's office real hard and stuff, he sent me a message and said, Steve, don't come at him like, real hard like you was doing. But, just understand they're doing the best they can. This is what Damon Cooper told me, which helped me better understand not to come at our politicians too hard. I'm telling y'all the people that I met throughout this process. Joe Gamble is an ex-football player. He at the YMCA on Drew Hill. See, when you're in a city, you living in a city, you want to help your city grow. But no, a lot of y'all want to complain. So when you in a city and you see things not going right, you get involved in the community. You go to the neighborhood of the community association meetings. That's where you're going to meet your people from the House of Delegates. You're going to meet your council members. You might even see your mayor there. You might even see Governor Westmore there at some. Kwaisi. I'm talking about council people. What's up, Phyllis, baby? You go to the meetings. And the goal is you go to the meetings and whatever your community is going through, as a community organizer, myself, I'll come in with the organizations that I'm with to help you gain control back over your community. I come from it. I know what we can do to slow a lot of it down. That's why I do what I do. Mainly with our youth. Sometimes when they show their butts, and to me, the first thing come to my mind, where's my belt? Because that's old thinking. But God darn it, some of them might need the belt. But the goal is, in my case, I will wear a couple of level belts, and certain ones that show their butt, I show them the belt. Keep playing with Big Unc. Keep playing with Pop Pop. Because my goal is to win their attention. Once I get their attention, some of the behaviors, they'll back up from it. I'm telling you as a parent. I'm telling you as a person that went through certain things himself and kind of know what to do to grab their attention. Give them a certain look. You ain't got to open up your mouth. Just give them a look. And that look will tell me if you don't sit your gut. Come on. That's what you got to get the youth attention. If they want to spaz and do what they do, long as they don't be too destructive, let them do it. Then as they wind down, that's how you get their attention. Or you had to go through all that. Well, yeah, but you didn't have to, you know. But now, clean it up. That's what I told my daughter when she said her 2-year-old tore her room up. I said, when she come back, make her pick everything back up and put it away. Don't you help her. And that'll make her think when she go to throw stuff around, well, I'm going to have to clean it up myself. Come on. Sometimes you got to do it. So when I mention names like Mayo Alfonso, you see them group of boys right there? Mayo mentors young men and women. He's been doing it for 10 years. I sent him a message to let him know Big Unc is proud of you, bro. I'm proud of the work that I've been seeing you do around in Baltimore City. He's a father. And he gives love back to not just these young men right there, young women too, the young girls. I'm like, oh my God. Uncle T worked with our young men and our young women. Him and his wife. I'm like, oh my God. The reason why I say that, because it's easier. I don't have a problem with the girls. Don't get it wrong, working with girls. But I learned in my process that I need to have the women to deal more with the women. Now, if Big Unc or Mr. Steve come in, because they saying you're not doing this right or you're not doing that right, I come in, your ass is in trouble. And forgive me for cursing again. But see, now that's my daddy mode. Because when I come in, I'm coming in like a parent. That's why I had to realize Phyllis and get people like Phyllis to work with the women, to Sean, all of them, because I will take them on as my daughters because I'm too close. I had to put women in between me. Phyllis was like a drill sergeant. Then it dawned on me she was in the Army. That's why she's a drill sergeant. But look, I know when it came to the women, she had my back. She had my back, period. Not just dealing with the people in the ministry. She ain't play. That's a God-fearing woman. She don't play. She don't play. And no matter what I went through, she was right there with my back all along. We out there arguing with people that I've considered as my business partners because they came up against me. That's why I love her. And I know one good goddamn thing. When we get our other thing again, I want her back there because I know she about business. I know she's about God first, and she want to see your life right too. We know what it's like. And God turned our lives around. So our goal is to help others turn their lives around. See, a lot of people don't want to hear the truth. You don't want to hear it. And when I say that, and I'm a kind of wind down, but look, when I look at a lot of pastors, when I look at a lot of churches, and when I look at how they robbing and stealing and taking from the people, And a lot of y'all will stay there. And you get somebody like myself. This is another ministry. This is ministry. I'm no different than your pastor behind the pulpit. I'm no different. Okay? It's just that my ministry is in the streets. When I reach out to y'all to say, help me, help them, it's a temporary housing program. I need donations. We need clothing. We need food. We need furniture. We need even financial donations. Because you got people that'll reach out to me and say, can you help me with such and such and such to get into a place? So what I have to do is reach out to other people that can put them in programs. There's a female I know right now. She needs furniture. I tried to get the furniture that we just went and got to give to her. But my buddy told me that he looked at another house and he's going to take that furniture and put it there. I was willing to pay for it myself because I knew she didn't have the money. She called me one day. She sent me a message. These people, so-called nonprofits, middle class, rich people, somebody was willing to give her some furniture for her and her daughter. But she had to pay $1,000 for the furniture. Now look, listen to what I said. Give her, but they wanted her to pay $1,000. So I was trying to think, right? Number one, where's the furniture at? Because I'm thinking it might be in California, and that's the only way it's gonna get here. But these people that's supposed to be working with her, they got money out the yang yang. But rather than them paying or just giving her the furniture, that's what you do. When you know.
It's a scam.
There you go. There you go. And me and her talked about that the other day. And number one, I sent her to Flo. Because Flo is one of the guys that do put furniture in people's houses, but his list is so long now, his waiting list. And in some cases, he have to charge you because he worked with the homeless population as far as the men. So he gives them jobs. So he got to pay his employees. He's a philanthropist himself. He got his own houses. He got a building with full of furniture and everything. Some of it's on sale, but the majority of it, I'm telling y'all right now, he don't have no problem because that's part of his business. Flo don't have no problem in putting furniture in your house. If you got an apartment, no furniture, you on that list, he got you. Now, his list wasn't that big at first, but since he do what he do, he has grown tremendously. So you on the waiting list. And I had her call him. But she had to get on the list and she needed the furniture like right now. At that time I was talking to her, Phyllis, I forgot the Baltimore furniture place. So now when
Second chance.
that one too, Second Chance, I deal with them too. Maurice, I deal with them too. That's where I got a lot of my furniture from. Now, see, the thing is, we can send you. I can tell you to go there. Matter of fact, I can call Maurice and let Maurice know that I'm sending you there. That's the one that down Second Chance helped. I don't think he was with me then, but hired two of the guys that was in my house. Like if people out of prison and everything, I can call them. Only thing about it, some people didn't like they was making $12.50 an hour. But at least you was making money. You wasn't getting none at first.
Yeah, that's a start.
Yeah, that's all I need for you. You just got to show me you willing to work. So anyway, Second Chance, like she said, my goal, I think I met the owner because I know what they do, but to get more closer to the owner so that when it comes to the homeless and the less fortunate, Mainly when it comes to you getting into the housing portion. Second Chance can do that. If you look at one of my videos with me at the back of the truck, and we putting all of that furniture on there, I mean clothing and stuff from Second Chance. They donated all this stuff to me. That's how I met the owner and all of that. We can get you stuff, couch, all that from them. Like Phyllis just said. Not only that, Baltimore's Furniture does it. Wide Circle does it. But now Wide Circle is in, I'm gonna say something like Landover. Once it pop in my head, yeah, that's a ride though. Cause see, my goal with the white truck was to work with them when people call them for furniture, go get the furniture and take it to the people. I was willing to work with them like that, but mind you, I'm by myself. So at that time, I couldn't be everywhere. But the thing is, I have a list of people. So anytime somebody call me, what I can't do, I can point you here. And some people might charge you, but they might not charge you a lot. You get me? I got to call my guy again to give me the box springs and the mattresses to see if they still giving out donations like that. Now, you call me and you need a bed and stuff, you might have to go pick it up. Or we're going to have to pay somebody to go pick it up. So it's not hard to get this stuff for y'all. It's just getting it to you. And my goal is when people want stuff like that, basically bring it to you for free. But gas costs, fuel costs money. Mm-hmm. Everybody not like Steve Copeland. So I understand now, because I want Phyllis and OG to talk. As far as I'm looking at the time frame, family, when it comes to our youth, and it was suggested that I throw off some names to let people know what nonprofits in the community. What's up, C-Trey? In the community that's doing work. And I just want to say Squeaky down at the Ruth Kirk Center. That center's named after his mother, the Recreation Center, right? And I'm telling y'all that, man, stay busy down there. They do a little bit of everything for the youth. A lot. He's off of, I'm going to say Mount. I'm going to say he off of Mount Street. He back down that way, the bottom part of Mount, and I'm going to say like Saratoga. Oh, God. It's a recreation center that he purchased, and he named it after his mother. Because she used to be, if I'm not mistaken, a councilwoman or somebody in the House of Delegates. But Squeaky, that's a busy man. And guess what? He don't get government funding. You wouldn't believe it. But he can get a little bit of everything, because that's where your private company comes in at for us. When the city is not giving you that funding to actually run what you're doing, you have to reach out to these companies, private sectors. That's why when y'all hear me say I'm a community outreach coordinator, I go to other businesses to get them to donate product back to me to get back to Baltimore City. That's when I go into that mode, right? So I wear a lot of hats. They just titles, family. Squeaky does a great job. Cherie Rogers, that's my baby as well. Her and I work together with the youth. I
need some more of those towels, Steve.
I got to talk back with them too. Thank you. Now, Phyllis is talking about Interland. Interland gave us towels, blankets, sheets. They service washcloths. They service I'm gonna say the hospitals, right, and institutions, the prisons, right, the sheets, the blankets, and all of that comes from Interland. They come from Interland. And I can get it. But it's just that over the years when certain things happened to me, it slowed down. So I had to go back to them and explain to them what happened. And I want us to start working again. Right. As far as me getting donations, and thank you, Phyllis, to get back out. And not just Interland, Interlocks. Interlocks give me pallets of food and all of this type of stuff because they make conveyor belts for these warehouses. I didn't want to share this with people, but they making these machines to take the place of people. So Interland, Interlocks build those type of machines for warehouses that automatically pick the stuff for you, put it on the pallet, wrap it up, and they send it off to the trucks. So they get food to test for people. Like I'm gonna say, you're large. I'm trying to think of some of our large companies like Kellogg and stuff like that, right? So my goal at that time was to get with one of their salesmen that deals with those type of companies to get them directly to donate pallets to me to give back to the community. Well, nonprofits on top of that. So now, only because of what happened to me a while back, I don't have that energy to run like I used to. The other day, me and my daughter was together, Phyllis, and I went to a couple of people places that I always used to visit. They wasn't there. They wasn't there. They wasn't in the buildings. The only ones that was at their spot when I went to the food project, and me and Michelle talked. Michelle got this whole school. And on the third floor, Phyllis, she wanted to turn it. Remember, I was saying it the other day. They want to turn it into a shelter. I'm like, you don't want to do that. You want to do the temporary part and permanent. Just give them a space, because the shelter only going to hold them for a certain amount of time. Because shelters call me to see can I help certain people with like might have a 6-month housing voucher. So I have to call what's her name? God dang it. I got to call the lady at the Salvation Army and say, hey, I got a lady that's in the shelter and she's getting ready to leave. Can y'all put her into your housing program? She got a voucher where they're going to pay for her rent up to 6 months. This is the stuff I have to do on the phone, connecting with people, putting them in these programs. And it's another program, which is charity, right? Catholic Charities. They will pay up to a year. But now, you the one, they're going to start you out working you wise financially. Your rent might be $100 that month, might be $200 next month, might be $300 next month. I'm just using this as an example. Say like if it's $1,200, their goal is to work you. They're going to pay. They're going to pay it. You might just have to pay that $100 on up. So as you get to that $1,200, when you're able to afford that $1,200 a month, then that's when you become independent. I give you say they put you on your own. But their goal is to work you first. So if you're in the housing program with me, you gotta attend these classes because they're not going to hold you too long. So now, Phyllis, what common sense told me, and this is what I said I was going to do when it comes to the women. Common sense told me to get the women up to 18 to 24 months. That's what most of your transitional houses do anyway. She said, Steve, because it's a habit with them that you're going to have to break. They so used to doing everything by themselves, watching the children, all that, right? I was trying to think of some of the things, but when you got a woman with 5 children, she can only live on a certain amount to pay rent. Then she got BGE, she got food. 9 times out of 10, they got cell phones, they got tablets. So she paying the bills. She don't make enough money to pay that $1,400, $1,500 a month for rent. So that's where the housing project coming at. That's where HUD housing coming at. That's where low income housing coming at. So that we can offset that for them. Now, if you is the type of landlord that has a contract with HUD Housing and you have them programs to put people into your housing, we can work together. Now, I'm going to share this that kind of pissed me off, Phyllis, but you already know. The Jewish guy that I call myself working with have all the vouchers and all of that in there because he got about 200 houses in the contract with HUD Housing. Some people went to talk with him. Rather than him putting them on the low income housing voucher, he charged them regular rent. Not just regular rent, he did double security. And I called him and I asked him, I said, why did you do that? Because number one, we was doing the second chance housing where you won't judge them according to their blah, blah, blah. I was gonna say criminal background, but I was trying to move that one out the way. Their background. Like if they got 3 or 4 evictions, a lot of them going to charge you that extra money because they know you irresponsible. And the goal is when you get to that point that you won't pay it for a certain amount that month, they know they can use that extra money to hold off. And then when they go to court to get you put out, and the courts might give them, say, 90 days. But in their sight, you only have 60 now. And a lot of y'all don't know, mothers and dads, you can be in a house. And if a landlord evicting you and you correct that money, he can still put you out. A lot of them don't know that, Phyllis. But I had to learn that. Yeah, I had to learn all of that because of the stuff I do. They can still take that money because they only taking what you owe from the back and then tell you buy. Now, in my case,
that's a scum lord.
There you go. Now, let me take it here. Because what me and Phyllis does, I don't do contracts. I do not. It's basically a verbal contract. It's like month to month. So if I want you out by the end of this month, the goal is to tell you that towards May the 1st, that I want you out by the end of May. And if you get too smart with me, I can give you 2 weeks. And if you really piss me off, I can give you 7 days. If you really, really piss me off, I can give you 72 hours. I don't have to go down to the court and get you evicted. And if I feel like you are a major threat towards me and the clients, yourself, and the clients that's in the house, I can put you out right now because I don't follow. And this was one of the biggest things, man, the police was arguing about. And I told them, because of the program, we don't follow regular landlord-tenant laws because they're not a tenant. They are clients. I'm renting property to put them in. So I am the tenant. This is my business. They are my clients. They kept saying landlord, wait a minute, landlord, tenant, boom, landlord, tenant. They were saying it so much. I'm like, I made a song up of it. I'm like, y'all are crazy in your freaking head. This is not how we work. And showed them the paper. I can give you 72 hours to get out because it's a program. And if you're not following the rules and you don't want to listen, what we going to keep you for? That was one of the biggest arguments I had with the police because they understood what the landlord's supposed to do. That's all that's what they was taught. So I had to show them something totally different. That's not how we run.
Right.
So that's when I had the 2 houses, Phyllis, and I got locked up. So when we got the building, I understood a lot better now. I won't go argue with the police no more because one thing I learned about them, they don't like to listen. They trying to find out what did you do that they can charge you with. That's all they was trying to do. And when I asked that police that last day, Phyllis, when that guy called himself threatening me, when I asked the police, I said, do you know what a transitional housing program is? He said, no. I said, shut up, Steve. Because no matter what I would have said to him, He just wanted to know, what law did you break, Mr. Copeland, so I could lock you up. I said, you won't this time. I got you, bro. I know where y'all mind is at.
Let me know when I can jump in. I think you on one right now.
Come on, C.
What's up, man?
Ain't nothing much. This the Be More's Real Team Talk, child.
Oh, this the team talk?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But,
Okay, man.
but because either way, I already shared a little bit like what I wanted to, that I want to send back over. So if you want to spit something out, come on. Because I know you. I know your heart and everything.
No, you know, you were talking about business opportunities, and I'm developing one that I haven't passed, and it was working great, but I don't know if it's better. I don't know if I can say it here. I think it's safe to say it here.
It's probably safe, but because we do talk business on here.
Okay.
All right. Either way, Big Unk talk business, nephew. We talk
That's
business. Okay.
All right, that's what's up. Because here's what's up. I'm a general contractor, and my biggest thing was a couple of years ago. I was starting to get burnt out. Of trying to find the projects, trying to find the investors, trying to do this, trying to do that, wearing as many hats as you have. So finally, I was like, you know what? Let me just reverse engineer this. And I was sitting with clients, sitting at the table, selling everything that we got. It just got monotonous. So I was like, you know what? I went to church with a friend of mine, female friend of mine, and she's begging me to go to church with her. So we went to church, and you know what? I looked around, and the service was great, the pastor was great, you know, everything was great, but the building was falling apart. So I was like, you know what? But prior to that, and there was probably about 1,000 men in the church. It was a decent sized church, okay? So of course they got the building fund coming through. All right. Now hear me out. And how you doing, Miss Phillips? Miss Phillips, I apologize.
All right, how you doing?
Blessings to you. How are you? Yes, ma'am. And I'm sorry I didn't recognize you when you first came in.
I was gonna tell her who you was, but go ahead. Great. Phyllis, great. Ooh, great. Look, Phyllis is a and I want you to go back, C-Trey. That's a true God-fearing woman.
Amen.
She don't play, bro. That's what I love about her. We've been knowing each other for over 50 years. And I know that's my back right there. So I'm letting you know, I call you nephew. She probably look at you the same way, but he will. Oh God, I wish I could explain how C-Trey does it. I'm talking about ministry-wise, right, Phyllis? He'll take something. Phyllis, I'm gonna let him talk, but I want you to come over one day and just listen to him because he's so amazing. Come on, C-Trey.
You know what? Actually, I might go live like around 8:30 tonight. And you know, I don't do that on Saturdays. So I mean, Miss Phyllis, you're more than welcome. Make sure you follow me. I'll make sure I follow you back. Because I want to start getting into Gethsemane, like we was talking about last night on Elders and Faith's podcast or Faith's Live.
Mm-hmm.
And breaking that down a little bit, or I might just stick with the current plan of just, you know, taking everything from the heart, the soil to the seed. I don't know. I'm just gonna let God be God. But you know, I'm gonna hit you with something, baby. I'm gonna hit you with something. We're tearing down a whole lot of this stuff out here. I really can't stand how you know how like there's functional drunks.
Come on back. Oh, come up a little bit more to the sound like you muzzled.
Sound like a muzzle? All right, how about now?
Come on.
Okay.
A little bit. You was closer at first. But
I was closer at first?
There you go. Now talk about the look.
What?
The
What's up?
You were talking about the drunks.
Yes. Just like we have functional drunks that we know in our family and we know around town. You know what I'm saying? Them people who, man, you don't even know they drunk, but they drunk. And because they know how to monitor, pattern their lives and walk. I'm saying all that to say we got functional Christians, okay, that know how to perform, but walking around here unhealed.
Ah! That's what I was trying to get you to get to. You're right.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we're done with them. Yeah, we're done with them. Where a faith-filled believer can still carry unhealed places,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what we're gonna be addressing. Because I'm looking at it, man. I'm looking at it. It's just there's so much. It's almost like Christianity is a reflection of the healthcare system. They much rather treat it than cure it. Mm-hmm. I see you get me started. I came up here for a whole totally different reason.
But I need you to, because guess what? That's what we all doing.
Right.
And I don't want you to stop, but now because I am a functioning addict, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's more like my spiritual journey, what you saying. But now when it comes to Bible and all of that, I can't push it. I have to find, like you be doing it, I have to find other ways and means to get it across.
Right.
So my stuff to me is plain and simple. The way you do it is like out of this world to me. But you bring it, but look, it's just the way you put it, and you take it all the way here, but you bring it back there. And in my mind, I'm like, wow. and don't, that's why I said don't stop. Plus, he's a prophet, Phyllis. That's why I said don't stop, because I feel you. I can relate to you because I'm connected to your spirit.
Yes, sir.
And a lot of them not, nephew. So
Amen.
Keep doing. That's why I love the way you put things. So I want you to continue talking.
Well, I'm glad you said that we're connected in spirit, because this is what I wanted to share with you real quick. It was so the project that I was talking about with the church, visiting the church. So they passed the collection plate around us for the building fund. Everybody get a building fund. All right, so I mean, no big deal. Throw $100 in there, right? Now remember, there's like 1,000 people up in there. So we go to have dinner later on. I just happened to mention, say, hey, you know what? I see you guys, did the building fund and everything. Did you guys do pretty good? Because man, I'm excited. If we can work out something, I would love to do some work for this church.